Test, 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 test. Chat, can you hear us? Let's see.
We
Cool,
hear
cool.
you.
We hear you, we hear you. What is up, everybody?
Awesome.
Welcome to a impromptu Killing Floor 3 stream. We had some information break containment via a mysterious Horzine.net site this week. I think it was on Tuesday. Uh,
Yeah.
I think you all in chat were very, very quick to jump on discovering some information in there that like it took you guys quicker to find it than us internally, but we figured after that little leak there, we would jump on here and kind of drop in some details after the
Rumor control.
right rumor control exactly
Torzine was breaking more NDAs than I do on a stream.
right right. The Horzine took the liberty to break some NDAs that we may or may not have had them sign, but we are taking a look at some new content today that's
Yeah.
coming out very soon. It's coming out this summer. Uh, so why not dive right in? Also, sorry, I'm joined by Studio Creative Director Bryan Wynia. Uh,
What's up?
tell everyone hello.
What's everyone
What's up?
doing?
Yeah, we're having some fun
I saw
today.
chat talking about bringing Doritos. I'm totally down for this. I saw someone asking, what can we get Brian to spill today? So don't worry. There is probably a marketing person right off screen, even though I'm at home, probably pointing a gun at me to not say dates and stuff like that. I'll blink twice if I need help, but we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, I'll try and keep an eye to see when you're blinking twice here. But so let's hop in. I'm gonna switch the scenes over here so we can see my screen. We're doing it
Cool.
quick and scrappy today, everybody. I'm just sharing my computer screen here. We're streaming remotely.
Yeah.
Uh, let's hop in. Okay, cool. Let me get the display up. So first thing we're gonna check out is a little fly through of the new map coming soon called Onslaught. So let's jump right into that.
Awesome. Thank you, Mason.
Yeah, of course.
I One thing just to kind of address, right? Like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like I saw, it's like you guys have been quiet, and one of the things that I'd want to be like super candid with you guys as always is it was never our intention to be quiet or look like we disappeared, but in all honesty, we've just been busy making new stuff for you, right? We do want to communicate and share with you guys a lot more. So, a lot of the team we've been talking about is hopping on and almost doing these kind of office hours type things. And I know we always joke about like me breaking NDAs and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's probably some legal ramifications there, but um, I feel very fortunate to be able to see all this awesome stuff that the team has been making and creating for you guys. And so, yeah, we're just going to try to hop on way more often and show you guys work in progress stuff. You're going to probably hear the term dev goggles a lot because we're going to show you stuff. It might be broken, might still be in development, all that type of stuff. But yeah, like Mason, let's jump into the onslaught video. You guys saw a roadmap that we posted for 2027. And one of the things I want to talk about in particular with Onslaught is Onslaught was not on there. This is content that you guys literally just learned about through that Horzine website leak. Um, Onslaught is essentially a passion project that was spearheaded by Chris Goodwin, our lead level designer. A lot of you guys are familiar with him. He came from the modding community, has been at Tripwire for years. Most of your favorite KF maps probably came from Chris Goodwin. Chris Goodwin is one of the strongest level designers and developers I've ever worked with, and the dude just oozes KF. So this was essentially a love letter to you guys. Like he saw your guys' feedback and wanting more content, more spaces to fight in, and that's what Chris does. So this map is very claustrophobic. If you guys are fans of like Dissector, it'll probably be more up your alley. Um, it is got every trap that you could ever imagine on it. It's a really fun map to kind of like just hold the line with you and your friends and just fight endless waves of enemies. There's also some secrets in there. I'm not it's the one thing I'm not going to break because the first time you jump into this map, I want you guys just to keep your eyes open and try some stuff. But um, Chris, the level design team, our environment artists, our art director, they poured a lot of love into this. And once again, it's a total surprise for you guys. I'm not going to be saying any dates today, but I will tell you that you will be able to experience this map very soon. Not this weekend, but very soon.
very soon,
That's all I'm saying. I'm cutting myself off there.
and in its own standalone update. So this will be right,
Yes.
its own
Yeah.
update. It will not be a part of a seasonal update. This is a new initiative to just kind of push content out when we can between large
Yeah.
updates. So just trying to get that cadence going, and if I could speak to Onslaught as someone who's played it during the internal playtests, like it
Yeah.
is so fun. I feel like it is a perfect distillation of all of the like toys and features on on KF3's larger maps thrown into this like contained space where you have to constantly be running around, constantly using your utilities. Uh, you definitely want to be equipping a multi-tool to be activating these traps. It's like every single one of my favorite trap. All of the traps from KF3's maps are in here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive all of them are. I love that there's two laser traps. Laser trap is my favorite. And I will tell you one of the scarier moments that I have had, or maybe like intense moments, but I just remember having a very like, oh shit type beat is the first time I play tested this. It was with a group of 6 and we got hit with 3 impalers. And so
Mm-hmm.
getting like that full 3 impaler experience, our gadgets and laser traps came very much in hand. So yeah, I just Mason makes a point about like this coming before season 4. One of the things that we are actively working on is finding a way to like this, either just Hail Mary, a love letter of a new map to you guys to kind of keep you fed and excited while we're working on other larger content, or even finding elements of seasons that, like, hey, this is done and feeling really good. Can we cherry pick that element and give it in like a mid season update? We read all of your guys' feedback. We read your comments. We know you want more stuff more frequently. We're trying to do everything possible. If you could see the amount of coffee hidden on my desk right now to kind of keep me fueled, we know you're hungry and we know you want stuff. And I think like Chris leading the charge on getting this new map for you guys is a perfect example of us doing that. So we will try to keep doing it for you and keep you guys fighting weird stuff in cool spaces with powerful weapons.
Totally. And also, I think another benefit of this map is just like the ability to uh, grind crafting parts, right? Like
Yeah.
there's so many features there. It's not as large of a map, so like you can hop in and really come out of a match kind of with the parts that you need to build that attachment or that kind of stuff. Like I think it's the perfect kind of complement to the rest of the game, having this one where you can really jump in, level up your guy, and take on the larger maps with some more dynamic environments.
Yeah. I see a few questions in chat about like, hey, gunslinger and stuff like that, like skill tree. Do we just straight up fully break NDA and show some of the development stuff for season 4?
I don't know. We do have 12 minutes of new footage from season 4. Do you think they'd enjoy that? Chat, would you enjoy 12 minutes of
Hey,
footage from season 4?
I saw do it. I'll take that.
Do it. I'm seeing some emojis. Someone says F,
Someone said
yeah.
fuck
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. Now it's blown up. Yep. They're
All
saying
right,
do
there
it.
we
Why
go.
don't we do it?
We'll take it.
We'll
We'll
do it.
take it.
Do
Oh my god, I can't read this fast.
it.
What is happening?
Hey. All right. We're running
Cool.
it.
So we'll let this play, and I'll kind of talk about it a little bit just to kind of let you guys know what we have going on. We'll also make sure that we share this footage in all high quality with you guys as well.
Right.
But what you're seeing is this is basically our capture artist Tiago that you guys are probably very much aware of. He makes a lot of our awesome trailers. He made trailers for KF2. Once again, another community member who joined the team and is just making awesome stuff. This is him playtesting a lot of the elements from Season 4. So he is playtesting on the new map for Season 4, which is called Rig, and it's this giant oil rig that has been infested with mire, and it's essentially Moorcroft's kind of unofficial base. He is using the Gunslinger perk, which is the new perk for this season, and you'll see a few other things too, but I'll kind of wait until we get there. One of the things that I'll talk about is the gun that you see right now, the secondary. That is the Der Koenig pistols. So it's a really rad sidearm, and then we're switching here to the Tier 1, which these are the 2058 Lawbringer pistols. Our animation team has done some awesome stuff with this, and you definitely get this like rad revolver ocelot type vibe.
Cowboy baby.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It feels so powerful to be slinging them around. The animations are weapon animations are always awesome, and the inspect animations and stuff, so fun.
There's one. I don't remember exactly what gun it's on. I think it's on the sidearm. There is like a chance with one of the weapon checks that you do that it's essentially you like spinning the gun on your finger. That is essentially infinite. It's an animation that's looped like 1,000 times, but it just feels pretty fun that you can kind of just run around and keep doing that until you do the next action. You kind of do your thing.
All of those high tier players are going to have so much fun doing that animation quickly between large Z waves.
One question kind of came up here. Is there an optimization pass on update? Every update we do, we're having to optimize, not only for pre-existing things, but with any live service game, when you're adding new things, you're kind of like what we call jiggling the jello. So we have to constantly be optimizing the map, or whether it's the guns or it's the Zeds or anything like that. So yeah, no, just as much as you have content teams that are creating all of this beautiful art, you have designers making sure it feels fun and feels interesting, but then you have engineers and artists contributing to what can we do to make it more optimized, what can we do to make this run as best as possible. So yes, the team is very much making sure to continue to optimize not only on pre-existing elements but any new elements we have as well. This right here is the Tier 2, the Night Adder pistols. So if you want to kind of have the ultimate John Wick fantasy, I think the Tier 2 gun is definitely going to be kind of your style.
Totally. And as you can see, so if you check out the HUD on the bottom right, the middle mouse wheel will switch the alt fire, so you can do alternating shots or both at the same time, simultaneous, which ups that John Wick factor, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know if we... Oh, all right. So the grenade. The gravity grenade. By far, my favorite grenade in the game right now. Basically, you throw it out, and it's almost like this black hole. So it'll pull Zeds in and then cause this explosion. Dude, it's so good. It has a really strong skill tree as well for the Gunslinger perk, but highly recommend investing as much as you can to make sure you have those grenades. It feels really, really, really good to use. It's really nice too if like you're getting pressured. Even large Zeds, if it might just not totally nuke them, is throwing it and them pulling them back gives you like a little bit of room to breathe. So yeah, big props to the design team. They did some really fun stuff. kind of bringing that iteration of that grenade to life. The gadget, you'll see the gadget. The gadget is called the Fatal Focus. And it's basically this kind of like gunslinger ability where you pull up these special guns and you can kind of auto-target critical zones and paint where you want them to shoot and then fire them off. And I think you can upgrade them to be like little micro missiles and things like that. And then for all you KF2 fans, obviously dually deagles with mods. These things feel and sound ridiculous in game.
Yeah.
So massive props to Andrew Deering on the audio side. He's really stepped up the audio for these guns, and it definitely contributes to them feeling really, really good.
I think we may be about to see the gadget. I'm not sure
Cool.
though.
Yeah, the gadget feels really good. Obviously, it's like the new hotness, the gunslinger, but right now when I'm play testing and playing the game, that gadget, those guns, the grenade, it just feels really, really well.
Right. It's hard not to consider recency bias, but the first time I played Gunslinger, I was like, this might be my favorite gadget in the game now. It just feels so powerful. And I think for anyone who loves playing solo, Gunslinger is going to be a great pick. And even if you play co-op, like Gunslinger's just overall damage and ability to just crowd control with the grenade and the gadget, like, it's great if you want to save your teammate, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then tier 4, you got the AF 2081 A1 pistols. Obviously another classic kind of returning. The amount of damage that these things do. I think that has like one of the new, I think they're like these like Sonic Tracer rounds mod equipped to it. Those can be pretty devastating. There's another mod, I believe it's called Volter Shock. It's definitely like a very on the nose homage to the past, but it's essentially this like Uber taser that
Here's gadget.
Yeah, there we go. There's Fatal Focus. Going out really quickly and popping some heads on some of those larger Zeds. I saw one comment kind of fly by pretty quickly about a new difficulty mode, and yeah, this is, I'm not sure if Tiago captured this on Suicidal, but Suicidal is a part of this update and an element that we've been balancing and working on. And then I saw another comment fly by really quickly. Is it just me or Zed's talking more? Yeah, it is not you. It is something that is in there. That's one of those things that I would definitely say we underestimated as far as what you guys wanted. And we went back and we recorded audio for a handful of Zeds. We first kind of were very aware of that feedback when we were developing the Stalker. So we made sure that the Stalker had some really solid lines, but the Bloat, the Scrake, and the Flesh Pound, and someone you haven't seen yet, but obviously we keep talking about Moorcroft a little bit, they have a bunch of new audio lines. So audio writing, they were doing some really cool stuff there as well.
Yeah.
Quick shot of the skill tree there, just kind of going over some of the things for the Gunslinger perk.
I think on the topic of Zeds now talking, oh, here's the gadget again. This is a good clip of the gadget.
Yeah, yeah. So you can basically kind of paint where you want them to go, but it will auto-target on the critical zones of various Zeds, so you can kind of like line them up and just let them all rip.
Yeah, doing that is such a good feeling. Just hitting the gadget real quick and just firing it off in rapid succession. Yeah. Killer.
I really like what the audio team did, and then yeah, like I said, I think I would have to double check with the design team, but they did a where it's like these micro missiles as you can upgrade them. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this because I've seen feedback on like gadgets and the oh shit button. Like I know it's a new feature to KF, and like right there you just nuked the Scrake. Right. I will say that there is a healthy balance. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
All right. Yeah, I'll be quiet first. So Moorcroft, and we'll talk about him in a little bit, but we'll let you guys check him out. this is our new boss for season 4. A lot of our assignment campaign has kind of been leading up to Moorcroft taking on his creature or monster form, and you guys are seeing us test it here, right? Variety of different attacks. He has a bunch of minions fighting alongside with him, draining health off of them. He has ranged attack, he has melee attacks, he has a shield. A lot of you guys online were speculating like Patriarch. So narratively, Moorcroft very much is infatuated with enemies from the past, right? So not only Patriarch, but even Hans, he studied them, right? Like as he was creating creations with the Mire, he was researching what happened at Orzine before him, what worked well, what could he improve upon. So he has an unhealthy obsession with some of the enemies of the past. So for KF fans, I think you will enjoy that this is something new, but it also has a healthy level of nostalgia. So obviously, like studying those other bosses or the fact that he insults you, the fact that he taunts you just adds a new level to him that is pretty different from the bosses that previously existed. And for any hardcore horror fans, he is voiced by Jeffrey Combs, who was just fucking awesome to work with. One of the coolest actors, and him being a part of the Killing Floor franchise now feels really, really good. So, and if you don't know who Jeffrey Combs is, after you finish playing KF today, your homework is to go watch Reanimator and Frighteners and your other classic Jeffrey Combs films.
What we're watching here, I think, is Tiago punishing Moorcroft for not having two-factor authentication on his login.
Yeah, for leaking all of the footage earlier this week on the Orzine website.
Yep.
Yeah, Patriarch 2.0. So it's interesting working on a sequel, and I think it's one of the challenges we had at the launch of KF. You want, as developers, do new things, but also there are things that you guys have been playing for almost a decade, and if not longer, on the previous game. So it's like finding that balance of nostalgia and new. And I think as developers, we're getting better and better at it with each update. And I think this is a pretty strong example of it. And we hope you like it. We hope there are things reminiscent of the things that you like, but also introducing you to some new ideas and new features and things like that. So we're excited for you guys to get your hands on it. We're still working on it. Like, this is all in development footage. We're still tweaking things. You might see a bug or two here and there. But yeah, we really wanted to communicate what we're working on. You guys have been very patient. I know that there's a lot of work going into this stuff, and yeah, we don't. Oh, yeah, there's the those electrical shocks right there. That's the new mod. That's basically the Volter shock, I believe is what it was called. It's like a underbarrel taser, and it is wildly powerful. To be honest, it might be overpowered, but Jeffrey, if you're listening, don't adjust that. There was many playtests recently that I had like no gadget, no grenade, but I had that, and it was equipped on my sidearm. And when I pulled it up and used it, it actually helped me out very much. So thank you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's our designer who's been working on these things.
I love the blowback of these Lawbringers. Like, I think sometimes they'll like cut assist in half, right? Like if you shoot it in the right direction or in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so powerful. Just Gunslinger as a whole feels incredibly powerful, and yeah, let's keep it that way. I hope, you know. Uh, cool.
Reading
So,
some of the thank you guys for the kind words. That's also much appreciated. Onslaught is before season 4. Onslaught you're going to get in your hands very, 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 very soon. I see Demolitionist. I will say this. You see me like seeing what not to stick my foot in my mouth, and there is another perk that is in the very early stages of development. To make a new perk is like an insane amount of work. Not only do you have 4 primary weapons, a sidearm, a throwable, a gadget, a skill tree, all of the icons, animations. It's an insane amount of work, right? So it takes our team a lot of thought and effort to put one together. I will say that there is the very beginning stages of a new perk. I've previously talked about it a little bit, might be a little more melee focused, but we have heard, there are some other perks that you guys have enjoyed in the past and would like to see them in the future. So we're making sure to kind of keep an eye out on that. Um, yeah, like I've seen SWAT pop up a few times as well. So, you know, those things that you guys want, like, please keep them coming. One thing that's always really helpful is Yosh on the community team. If you guys are on our discords and things like that, we have um, various surveys that we send out to you guys, and those are wildly helpful. It's one thing to read like one comment on Reddit or like a Instagram post, but like when you guys take the time and fill out those surveys and not only tell us things that don't feel great, but you tell us the things that do feel great, it's just a great way for us to be like, hey, this needs attention. They would like more of this, but also, hey, these things are feeling good. Like, find more things like that, lean into more stuff like that. So, yeah, I think Jared and community and that group would be very happy to hear. Please make sure and fill out the surveys. It's helpful. Cool.
Totally.
Glad you guys are liking it. We'll make sure and share this video on socials with you so you guys can get a hold of it. I don't need accuracy just grabbing weird raw footage of this because I know he's
Right.
going to be doing a breakdown and all those other guys. We'll make sure that make sure we get you the high quality version of this video as well. I'll sell my soul for a minigun. I'll break an NDA. I've seen a minigun modeled. I don't know if we're getting it for a while. There is a wild backlog of guns that we're working on, but we are looking at new guns versus new perks, guns for pre-existing perks and things like that. So we have a F them NDA. I love how the individual who said that is the one enforcing that. Okay,
Yeah.
that could not
That
have been
from
better.
the VP of our PR agency.
He's like,
Shove.
Bryan, just break NDAs at this point.
Yep. F them
Um,
NDAs. I agree with you,
yeah,
Chell.
it's funny. So I'll tell you this about like this backlog of the guns. Like I saw someone was asking for some commando guns up front, and our modeling team made a minigun. And I remember going to production, and I was just like, dude, like put that thing to the top of the list. So yeah, the team is busy. I once again, my biggest thing for being here today is we love you guys playing the game, and we know that there's stuff that we need to work on, and we know that there's feedback. But one of the bits of feedback that in particular Mason and I felt that we could help with is the idea of being radio silent, right? That was never our intent. We're just working. So we're going to try to get on and do these office hours a lot more. Like every week, I usually share what different teams at Tripwire have been working on for the game so that other teams are aware of what they are. So we're going to try to do more office hour devlog type things so you guys see work in progress stuff like that. It's one thing to have a roadmap, but to see stuff in progress, like if you guys are willing to put some dev goggles on and kind of see what it looks like for the sausage to be made, like we would love to show you guys more of that. More firebug weapons, please. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good request. Seeing the update, excited. Darker atmosphere and more horror elements. So that's always an interesting one. you have the KF1 group that loves dark atmosphere. You have the KF2 group that likes some lighthearted elements. I think with KF3, we're still trying to find like what aspects kind of pull in from both. And I think Moorcroft's actually a halfway decent version of that. There are elements of him that are very horror based, but then a lot of his like VO can be a little bit more like the kind of classic patriarch kind of taunting type stuff. But yeah, we'll kind of keep going for that. New Big Zeds. You know what? Let's actually show them some concept art.
Cool. Let's jump in. Pardon me.
Accuracy wants fries in the bag charms.
Fries in the bag. Nice.
You've
Oil soaked brown
destroyed
bag.
you've destroyed me taking my kids to get a burger now, by the way, because I'm just like, just put the fries in the bag. And it doesn't go well.
Nice.
A little bit of Moorcroft looks fantastic. Glad you guys are digging it. Any idea when door 31? Ooh, I am glad you are looking at that stuff.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. Bryan, real quick. Pardon
Please,
me.
let's do it.
Which piece of concept art do we want to start off with?
Let's start off with rig. And as many of you guys know, like my background, I come from the art department, so I like to give you guys like, you're seeing, yes, the footage that you saw is still in development, but it's much closer towards the end of development, where we're looking for bugs, we're balance tuning things. Like I think the other day we were looking at something and like rain was rendering weird. So it's just like very finite stuff. But I always want to show you guys kind of the seed of an idea and where things begin. So this is the very beginning when Rig started to take life. Our lead concept artist, Hakab, is one of the best environment concept artists, just concept artists in general, but when it comes to environments, like what he creates, it's interesting because the team is instantly like, oh, like, fuck, yes, I want to go there, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Hakab did this painting to kind of set the tone and mood. And as we work on it, though, this is where we look at your guys' feedback, or as we play test, like we'll adjust stuff where hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was the first daytime map, really. Like we're even still adjusting, like, I think the brightness and light in that level has increased since this video was made. I think some of that stuff came in yesterday, not only exterior, but interior as well. So
Yeah.
as cool of a concept it was for this, like we already have a map that is like kind of like a dusk and kind of raining. And then with a lot of like the interior and overlapping stuff, we wanted to have spaces that were dark, but then when it opened up, those spaces were bright as well. So that is something that, once again, just the seed for how we start to build these spaces. Someone said implement third person. That's a very interesting thing. I hope somebody takes note of that one. I'm
Totally.
not confirming anything. I just think that's an interesting bit of feedback. That's not feedback I would expect. And that's what I love about like reading your guys' comments or you guys taking the surveys. It just really helps.
Totally.
Let's check out the concept. Like, so if that's the seed for a new map creation, let's look at the gadget, right?
Cool.
So this was a kind of fun collaboration between Ben, one of our weapon artists, and Hakab, kind of riffing on this, while our art director, AK, who's also another Killing Floor veteran. He was previously the lead environment artist on KF2. He's been leading art direction on the game, and they came up with this really cool version for the Fatal Focus where we get a design doc, and then the art team will kind of look at that design doc and see how we can best support it. And one thing that was really important is like we knew that it was like essentially on paper like a gun, but you have all of these other guns that how do we like narratively and visually make it stand out from just the other guns? And that's where like AK had some really good direction for the group, where we narratively have Imran, who is kind of like the tinkerer and builder of Nightfall. Like he built the multi-tool and he built a lot of the gadgets and stuff out in the world. You can see this is like him taking a gun and modifying it using a lot of his tools to make a gadget that would be unique for the gunslinger, for example, right? So that was just an element that I um, really enjoyed, and you have that visual color and shape language that ties it to that. And then if you actually kind of pan to the right, it's really important that we look at things from a first person point of view. So concept wise this worked, but as we started to get in game, we lost a lot of the identity of some of the stuff that I was talking about. So that's where, as we're working on it, we'll continue to do paint overs and mock-ups where we start to put icons and screens on the back. What are little things that can have cool secondary animation and stuff like that? But making sure on paper it looks cool, but then most importantly, that from a player perspective, like when we're all playing the game together and when I'm seeing it in game, that it's also kind of clear and reads as well. Um,
Real quick, Brian,
I love,
as I
you got it.
understand it, right? Like Imran is the engineer who dropped like the turrets in the maps, right? Like that's his like
Yeah.
lore wise that's so I'm noticing this like kind of yellowish green hue on
Yep.
these pieces of the gun. Like is that meant to be like a visual kind of identifier that it's like a bit of Imran's like signature? Like
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Like for a color for Nightfall in game is primarily usually like that yellowish multi-tool or trap color. So as a player and at the speed of combat, when you get these little pops of color, not only do you get a pop-up on screen of like, hold, E to activate or hold 4, those elements there just kind of tie together. If you had to use like another pop culture reference, Imran is essentially the Donatello of the crew. Like
Mm,
if you looked at his lore, like he was a mechanical engineer before he joined the team at Nightfall, and he has the capability, like when you're in the hub and you go over to like crafting stations and things like that, you can kind of see his blueprints and working stuff like that. So a little bit of like environmental storytelling and stuff like that. Will we see any returning specialists soon, like Breyer, or Jaegerhorn, or even Dar? There has been conversation about some of that, but I think right now our big focus is um, more gameplay focused things. So doing more perks over new specialists and things like that, right? The biggest thing that we feel is as we're working on some of these updates, like maps, guns, a boss, perks, you're getting the most kind of bang for your buck as a player, especially like a new perk. You have all of these new weapons to play with. You have all of these new skills to level up. You have all of these new mods. Um, One thing to know about the gunslinger is we're focusing primarily on dualies at this time. The ability to single wield those weapons will be coming in a later update, so we'll be working on those and kind of phasing those elements out across multiple updates. I do think, like for example, you have like the ability to do dualies for some of the pre-existing perks at this point now. The other ones, I believe, are coming in season 4. Don't hold me to that one just yet. I would need to kind of double check, but we'll continue being giving dualies of pre-existing perks, sidearms, but then also doing single wield for gunslinger perks. Further updates as we go along, but just the amount of work, like animating one gun is X amount of work. Animating two guns, dual wielding, it essentially doubles it to kind of make sure it kind of works, right? I feel like we have one more thing that we could kind of show that we haven't. Oh wait, we have one more.
yeah,
Yeah, let's dig into it.
yeah,
Moorcroft.
let's take a look at the Moorcroft boss render here. He
Uh,
looks so sick.
Catching up on chat really quickly. Will we be seeing more new Meyer enemies? There are concepts of some. I don't know production wise if they'll be in the mix. Here's the one thing when it comes to development, we have more ideas than we have time for. A lot of it comes down to like what are things players asking for the most? What do we have time, skill set wise, resource wise to do? I would love to be able to get more um, I would love to be able to get more Meyer enemies. But, for example, like our team was fully focused on what you see here, Moorcroft. Just kind of
Is
picking
it
up.
safe to say that regardless of what content comes in the future, it's all focused on introducing more gameplay variety, more content, more ways for you to approach playing KF3? Like, that seems like the narrative sort of thread between a lot of the content we've talked about today is like really upping
Yeah.
that variety.
Yeah, I think that's honestly one of the biggest things is like we know that there are areas we miss the mark for our fans. We also know that there are areas that you are enjoying, right? And I think our big thing is as we continue to support the game and introduce new things, it's not content for the sake of content. Like, I think there's some updates that we need to look at that is fixing stuff that's there, right? Like, hey, uh, I've seen the biomorphic projector, right? Like, people really would like that. So I think it's like finding the time to do those things. But then when we are introducing new things, and I think it's why I'm most excited about season 4 is it's finding ways to introduce new content that is meaningful from not only like a visual or cosmetic standpoint, but it's also making sure like Moorcroft, it looks totally new. It is a new boss. It's hitting players' feedback. I do feel that season 4 for like our 1 year anniversary, it is kind of like the ultimate love letter to you guys. And it's like the right balance of reading your guys' feedback, but also finding things that we're excited about and might be a little new and finding kind of the perfect blend of that. So hopefully you guys enjoy it when you get your hands on it.
Totally.
Will seasonal events introduce unique enemies? Yes, they will. We might be able to go into that in a minute. Or I would say by unique enemies, one of the things when it comes to seasonal events that is classic kind of tripwire KF is that a majority of the enemies would get like a seasonal cosmetic or skin for them. And this is the NDA that I'll break is I've seen a concept of a Halloween Moorcroft that is pretty damn exciting. So um, yes, we'll make sure that we're getting cool visual treatments not only for a seasonal map but also for the enemies as well. So one thing
Exciting.
to kind of talk about with the concept for Moorcroft here is Eric, who you guys have met on one of the previous live streams. He did a fantastic job of bringing this design. Do you mind zooming in on the face?
Not at all.
Thank you. So, like many of the things in game, um, art will usually start with a prompt or design doc where, like, we're looking for this. We want this guy to be humanoid. We want him to have the ability to speak. We want to look at critical zones. We want to look at projectile attacks. We want to look at melee. Eric has like the difficult challenge of taking that. It's difficult, but it's also like super fun. And he'll look at the creative of like, okay, this guy was experimenting with Meyer. He's kind of pushed his Horzine idea off to the side. So he has no Z tech on him. It's all like he's been experimenting on himself using Meyer and things like that to make this kind of like, uh, I saw. I saw one comment online about like not enough body horror. I have a pretty thick skin,
You
but when I saw that, I was like,
took
fuck,
that one a little
dude, I
personally.
took that one super personally
Yeah.
and was like, Eric, you got to dial it up for this one. So we talked a lot about receding gum lines. Like this is a creature thing that when you like little fine hairs and like elongating the tooth by pulling back on the gum, it's like a really nice visual treatment that you can apply to an enemy or a creature design because we want this thing to feel like a character and not just a monster. And that's where like every department is contributing. So like Donovan, our character artist that took us he basically built this thing in game and it is hands down one of the best characters I've ever seen Donovan make. Like the amount of attention to detail. Maybe in one of the future streams we can have Donovan on and share some of those model renders, but it's pretty insane because Eric does this nice painterly approach at contributing to a design, and then character art gets on top of it. Audio takes a pass at it. Honestly, animation takes a pass on it now. But yeah, I was just really happy with where they got with this guy. I like I said, if you guys are a fan of the Patriarch, if you are a fan of Hans, like if you actually zoom out, this is something Bill Monk, who a lot of you guys know, one of the founders of Tripwire, he was very much heavily involved in every single Killing Floor. He and I had tons of conversations about this character and worked on it together on a design and kind of creative level. We wanted him to have the ability to have a gun, right? Like the minigun for previous bosses and stuff like that. But we really wanted to push the idea that Moorcroft has basically like resents Horsey now and isn't utilizing Zedtech and stuff like that. So he has this almost like flesh bone. If you guys have seen the movie Videodrome, uh, this is another kind of like point of reference for that one. It's a very disgusting movie. I got in trouble for college for showing that off at one point in a film theory class where it was like, why did you pick this? This is why we picked it. So yeah, having this weird flesh bone chicken skin gun is pretty disgusting. So yeah, I'm glad I see someone like Videodrome out there as well. How many days NDAs are we breaking enough that I'll probably have to come to you guys for them to let me come back on stream after this? I'm sure there is a producer or dev gripping their chest right now watching this one. Hopefully not too bad. We're just trying to, kind of communicate what we've been working on with you guys. Bringing back Mrs. Foster, bringing back classic maps. These are all things that we've kind of talked about. It's once again, just where do they kind of fit in? What do we have the time for? A difficult part of game dev sometimes is the simple logistics element as well. All right. quad bar- quad barrel Rambo rocket launcher any shot. That was not on my bingo card for today, but that is a very good one. Any
That would
update
be a
on
good one.
server browser? I would need to double check with the team, but I do know that one is on the list. Like I saw that and Endless. I would need to double check where we're at in development with some of those. So maybe that's a future uh, announcement NDA break that I can kind of do as well. I love KF. That's awesome.
I saw one comment, hashtag free Bryan. I wonder if we can get that one to trend.
when I get locked up after this one.
Yep, yep. Should we pan on over to the final sort of rotation of Moorcroft here?
Yeah. His gross back sack thing.
Back sack.
Yeah.
I like the rhyme scheme there. Uh,
It's not like the bloats. Like the bloats is like very soft and gushy. Like my kids are all in the squishies and Nitos these days, which I
mm,
think we need to partner with Nito to do like a bloat Nito to some degree. I would say this guy, hopefully Eric, I'm saying it properly, but this guy is definitely more rigid.
mm,
He does have that weird shoulder orifice that he reaches into and like pulls out things to throw at you, and that's where his critical zone will kind of flop out. Like if you guys aren't aware, the crawler phase 2, the when you kind of blow off the abdomen of the crawler, if you're attacking the crawler from behind, like if it's focused on a friend or whatever, a critical zone will kind of slough out and you can shoot that. Mason is just like writing an HR note at this point of like, please do not say slough out. Um,
I think that's a
right.
perfectly apt description.
Okay.
It slops out.
Yeah. And then so like that critical thing on the shoulder, it's another visual language that we're doing in a game that yes, orifice is
Hmm.
the appropriate term. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see more of this character. I think you will really, really, really enjoy it. VR mode is not on the books. I would love for it to happen as a fan of Incursion, but that is not something on the bingo cards. And it's funny though, because like a lot of VR, I think that is a very, very, very passionate group that loves that. So I don't know, maybe if we just keep screaming at the rooftops, that could happen. But as of now, that is not So,
Right. Well, and if you
uh,
are like looking to play some KF in VR and haven't played Incursion yet, we did
yeah,
over the or I think a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, drop a patch that helps to modernize that experience on newer VR devices. So, Incursion is playable on basically any headset uh, that runs PC VR. So, and PlayStation VR as well. So, if you're wanting some KF in VR, definitely check that out if you haven't.
this is the awesome thing about our production team watching while I stream. Yes, the rest of the legacy dual wielding sidearms will be in season 4. So, for example, like dual medic pistols and uh, dual sharpshooter, which is wildly powerful. Um, I saw one request about cosmetics. I think we can note that, and what I will do is the next time during office hours, I can show some of the supply pass updates for season 4. The spoiler alert I'll say there is if you're a fan of the Mark 7, Horzini has been very busy in developing the Mark 8. So that will be the um, kind of theming behind this like Horzine clash with Moorcroft and Rig and stuff like that. And yeah, the Mark 8, I'm really excited about. I saw it today. I was actually able to equip it in game and run around with it. And it's like a multi-tiered cosmetic. So there's like a light version of it, there's a heavy version of it, and then there's an alt color of it. So maybe that's something that we can look at in the future ones.
Are we about to are we allowed to break NDA about a bit of a meme cosmetic that's coming down the pipeline, or should
Oh,
we
you want to
hold
do
on to
that
that?
one? I feel you go for that one. That one's you because yeah, someone said PR team get Bryan under control. He's going to spoil everything. I've got to share some of this heat with Mason. So Mason, you can break that one
You know what?
about
I'm just going to say that it rhymes with Schnurple Snevlin.
it is a very particular color with a very particular specialist on the team of Nightfall.
Hmm.
I see conversations about Commando Chicken as well. I also by horsing do you mean Tripwire? Prestige, is that something being talked about? It is. HR is because it's okay. HR is busy.
Someone wants Speedo Imran.
Good lord. How come someone has to say something like that the day I decide to stream from my house? Sir, my
Right.
children live here.
Right.
Please. Purple Devlin.
What?
So will Halloween summer events be coming back? If you have not seen our roadmap, we did confirm that we're doing our first seasonal event, which is going to be Halloween this year. And I think, to be honest with you, year 1 anniversary will be tied to season 4. Yeah, season 4 is essentially like year 1 kind of everything coming to a full, like all of your assignment campaigns leading up to like Moorcroft and kind of stuff like that. But why don't we break one last big NDA since it kind of came up on the seasonal stuff? And you guys have seen on the roadmap that we're doing Halloween. And I talked to you guys about like the seed of an idea and the seed of a feature. Why don't we show you what Hakab created that kind of defined what we were going to do for Halloween? You guys want to see that? Too late. There it
Too
is.
late.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note that here at Tripwire, when we're making games in the Killing Floor universe, Halloween starts in the summer.
Yeah. Like,
Halloween is 6 months for us.
yeah. So to do a seasonal event, it's in general like most things in KF, it's just a lot. Like we don't want there to just be like a map and have a few pumpkins around and like um leaves blowing and to give this like fall sensation. We really want to do a map that exudes not only Halloween and horror, but is like visually dramatically different from the other offerings that you have on the table right now. Um, Speaking of Chris Goodwin earlier, I believe Chris made Monsters Ball for KF2, and Monsters Ball is my favorite KF2 map, and it's also like my favorite seasonal event. And we know that a lot of you guys like it, so we took a ton of inspiration from that. And if you guys, you can take a ton of data if you want just off this one image. Like for example, it says seance room, it's a haunted hotel. We took a lot of inspiration from the Tower of Terror, like the Twilight Zone ride at, what is that, like one of the Disney parks,
Yeah,
Haunted Mansion.
Disney World and Land.
Yeah, so we wanted to do this kind of like Hotel Transylvania, but rated R is maybe not the best way to present it, but we have a bunch of cool seasonal Zeds. And there will be a lighthearted element that KF2 has. Like you guys talk about Commando Chicken, won't confirm or deny that yet. But I will say that we want there to be a dark, grimy element, not an elephant. Maybe that's something new.
A dark, grimy elephant.
Yeah. There's a dark, grimy elephant in this hotel.
New boss confirmed. Don't read into that, people.
Yeah. But so it's like this dark, grimy world, but yet having these some very fun skins for not only the player but our Zeds as well, which I'm sure we'll break NDA on in the near future. The team is actively building them now. I'm sure Samantha, our character artist, is like, please stop talking.
Hmm.
Enough. Um, so yeah, just a little bit of a preview. This is kind of the seed for what we wanted to do. I will say that kind of seance sphere thing could be a trap that players could utilize for this map as well. Like Monsters Ball and the traps that were in that map was the seed for doing traps in KF3. So you better believe that we're going to have some really cool traps and elements for this map as well. But level design, environment art, it literally is taking the whole team to do these seasonal events. So we hope you like it. Lighthearted moments in the dark times of KF3. That is absolutely right. Yeah, I'm
Totally.
fine with seasonal events being somewhat silly as long as non-season stuff is kind of kept serious. I'll be okay. Okay, Deadfall. I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that's a good bit of feedback for sure.
Yeah.
I think nothing screams like haunted realm or haunted house to me more than over melted candles
I
and green fire.
yeah, I just feel bad for like the one clot that was given the task of having to go around and like light all of the candles at the haunted hotel. Like Moorcroft just like, you must light all of the candles before nightfall arrives for the Halloween party.
Right. Is one clot like just dragging his feet with a little Bic lighter, just like
Um,
that's
Someone said
hilarious.
robots will. You're trying to get me in trouble. You're trying to get me to bring up EDARs. Chill out there.
Don't take the bait.
Lumen powered jack-o'-lanterns, the ultimate Unreal 5. Someone asked about animated camos. That is something that I will say that I think we researched and looked at because we did see that was like a request from some of the players, like some sort of animated weapon skin or something like that. But and I see emotes kind of popped up. I always liked the idea of emotes. I don't think those are currently on the list, but I think T-Dubs Gaming, that's another good one to keep maybe spamming, or we'll put that one in the chat. But emotes would be sweet. As long as gameplay is good, I could not agree with you more. My God, I did not know with streaming office hours how much reading I would need to do. Okay, so this is a good one. Sorry, and I might be a little biased for this one because this is something I'm super nerdy about. In season 4, we get new comics for KF3. You will. And kind of fun fact, I'm gonna date myself here. You guys have heard me make the joke as a kid of the 80s and 90s. One of the things that really inspired the comics in KF3 is I collected, still do, the Kenner Aliens versus Predator um,
Hold on, wait. Let me switch the scenes
figures.
so that they
Oh,
can see
okay.
this.
See this one? Yeah. So like in my office, like it's blurred, so it looks like it's all books and smart stuff like that. It's just toys.
You mind
That's all it
holding
is
it up
toys.
again,
Yeah.
Bryan?
But so this was one of the biggest sources of inspiration for the comics, where when you would buy the Kenner Alien and Predator action figures back in the day, they came with these cool Dark Horse little comics. So, yes, there is a new comic coming. I'm not going to spoil what it is yet. Um, the way that we look at comics are they're in the free track in the supply pass, and it will expand upon lore and world building, but it's not like definitive. But it's a great way to like add to canon. And if you're a lore hound, you can essentially, while playing the game, you know, level up that free side of the supply pass and just know a little bit more about the world and what we're thinking about. It could be, like the previous one, it was the original three members of Nightfall and how they worked together on the very first mission and the first time that they encountered an impaler. The next one is going to maybe be looking into someone's past and how they kind of became the way they became and how they created some of the things that they did. So, yeah. All right, I think I'm officially getting pinged by HR to stop breaking NDAs and get back to work. But once again, I want to thank Mason for hosting and sharing all this cool stuff. You notice how they had him share, because if I shared, I probably would have just said way more than I was supposed to. But to really sum up what we're showing you guys today is we want to make sure that we're communicating with you guys. That's feedback that we saw online. Please know that the team is very much busy making new stuff for you, but I will do my best and I will work with Mason and our community team to jump on and show you what the team has been working on, because I have this awesome privilege of being able to work with these awesome devs and see all this cool stuff that they're making. And we will do a better job at sharing it with you and showing it to you guys and getting your feedback and continuing to support KF so that you guys have a bunch of cool stuff to play with and shoot. So yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Totally. Thanks, Bryan. Yeah, and on my end, we'll still be jumping in, Molly, Yosh, and I, to just do community streams between these
Hmm.
office hours ones. I'm still on the road to actually being able to support my team in a Hell on Earth game. So the road to Hell on Earth is paved with Zed blood. So yeah, we'll be hopping in to play along and just hang out with the community between these office hours streams. So uh, look forward to our faces being on your screens a lot more in these coming weeks.
Yep. I'm gonna hit one last one before I get totally just like Apollo yanked off the screen here. Is the M61 Stoner disappeared? I'm answering this one because I love that you caught that little detail. So the way it used to work is you would have a silhouette of some of the future weapons that were coming. Like we had a lot of Easter eggs in the game letting you know, like you used to be able to go up to the in the hub, and if you looked at some of the screens, it would allude like we left a teaser that I don't think anyone ever found of like the Antarctic base being the next map that was there. But yeah, we pulled the silhouette of the stoner because we shifted from doing weapons for more pre-existing Zeds to, oh, you guys get to see my dog
Are
likes to come in meetings. So this is HR has literally sent dogs after me at this point.
you sure
Um,
that dog's not here to break NDA also?
Yeah. Dog's like, dude, you gotta tell him about. Um, we pulled the stoner because we're actively working on doing new perks with new weapons over doing new weapons for pre-existing perks. But with that being said, I hope, like I said, the minigun and some of these other guns can kind of make it back into the mix. Yes, the Chris Vector is there too. We'll see. All right, guys, the dogs are calling. I've been pulled. I can say nothing else. Free my boy Bryan. I'll take it.
Hashtag free Bryan. Let's get that to trend. That's
Thank you
that's
guys
nice.
so
Yeah.
much, by the way, for all of the feedback and all of the support. The love and the feedback, they go hand in hand, right? We want to know what we can do to make the game better. We want to know what you're enjoying. So having both of those hit go a really long way. So thank you for taking the time to share those thoughts, play the game, and engage with the community.
Totally. All right, everyone, take it
Later,
easy.
guys.
Have a good weekend.